Attention shoppers, we write to you every day to tell you about our Double Feature Creatures double features, but you still ain't called us. What happens next is on you. At the Sixville Mall Theatre, the tea has gone cold. I wonder why.
Why? Every goddamn time. It makes no sense. I might not cut some of this.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Do you need a hug? Maybe a shamrock shake?
I need a something, Bhavna. Something green and out of the ocean, maybe. I don't know.
Something cold and has skin?
Oh. Oh, this is definitely a different starter. Bhavna, we're doing a podcast. How you doing?
Much better than you.
I can't help it. Mild things make me angry sometimes.
It's okay. That's your secret. You're always angry.
It's just this extra little annoyance that it's just like someone poking you in the eye. Why?
I don't know, Wes. I don't know. But what I do know is this is a new episode of Double Feature Creatures.
Double feature creatures, and that means we've got a double feature. And what it means that means is we watched 2 movies, Bhavna. Mm-hmm. And these 2 movies got me thinking, and I gotta ask you, because this whole gorilla thing has been coming up lately. Could 100 men fight a gorilla? And I ask, I put on the red sunglasses and I ask what kind of men and what kind of gorilla. But this got me thinking in that vein, Bhavna, do you think 100 crazed lighthouse keepers with pre-World War I weapons could defeat a single young sword-wielding, shirtless boy that can fly?
No, because that's Robin Williams. And why would you want to hurt Robin Williams? The disgruntled white lighthouse workers would just crumble to their feet and cry.
I'll take it.
If you haven't figured it out, folks, which I'm sure you haven't, because I'm not sure I have, but we are doing 2017's Cold Skin and 1991's classic Hook.
Yeah, I can't call Cold Skin a classic.
But it does belong to 2017.
It is from 2017, yes. I think we're going to start with the Lighthouse movie that is not the Lighthouse movie.
Yeah, because when I see this movie was The Lighthouse, but with aliens, undiscovered sea creatures versus mermaid fucking, then yeah.
Yeah, I felt this time, the first time I watched it, I am the one that discovered this movie. I discovered this movie late in the pandemic years. Yes, I know we are not out of the pandemic years, but I discovered this movie a couple years ago in the summer, randomly. Amazon Prime showed it to me. And I just clicked on it and basically watched it out of a mixture of like horror and shock and what the fuck. For me, it is sort of like if H.G. Wells tried to do a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Kind of like if H.G. Wells had traveled to the future in his time machine, watched Night of the Living Dead, and then went back and was like, no one's going to believe resurrected humans. Let's make it fish people.
I'd say if it was H.G. Wells trying to adapt Lovecraft.
It definitely has the feel of like those H.G. Wells,
like radio plays?
Yeah, or, God, my brain melts some days. I get scared. Who the fuck did 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
Oh, yeah, it definitely did give me 20,000 feet under the sea vibes, or Leagues Under the Sea, whatever it's called.
Like it's got that.
Jules Verne.
Jules Verne. God, I'm awful. I'm awful.
There were only a handful of these guys around at that time. It's fine.
It has those feelings to it. It literally
had like an ode almost.
Yeah, the man versus nature. So
This movie brought up a lot of talk of civilized versus uncivilized. Like
oh
there was
yeah,
even a line
colonialism.
like colonialism and stuff like that, which obviously bleh. If our thoughts on that weren't clear enough. Bleh. To once more with feeling. A title of an episode of Buffy that I will not watch. Anyway,
Bleh.
back to Cold Skin.
I like that episode, but I'll give a sympathetic
Yes.
bleh for
Thank
Bhavna.
you. Thank you. Thank you. So it's basically like, what is this? In this Antarctic, there's an outpost where there is a lighthouse keeper and a meteorologist.
I didn't know exactly where it was. It somewhere in the
It's the
Atlantic.
Antarctic. It's the South Atlantic. So close to Antarctic.
Yeah. Somewhere a very cold, inhospitable island. The place where, like, I feel like you only volunteer to go for a couple years if you are running from something.
Yeah, you're either running from something or you are an extreme loner, I would assume.
Yeah. Like, I remember watching The Thing with the nephew a couple years ago and being like, most of these people were probably here because they don't fit in well to normal society. And
Well,
the doctor
look
is
at Mickey
probably also a
17.
drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But look at Mickey 17. Literally the premise is they were running away from, a crime.
exactly.
So it's not like these were the most qualified workers.
Yeah.
But our protagonist has no name.
He had no name?
No, he just refers to him as friend, but he has no name.
You're right. What the hell did I call him? I called him something. Where is
Well,
it?
I mean, his real name is David Oakes, and I know him from the classic in my household show, The Borgias, in which he played one of Pope Rodrigo Borgia's sons. Not Cesare Borgia. That was played by Francois Arnault. But a great show. You should check it out. David Oakes is Juan in it, except one of the siblings called him Juan at some point, and very amusing. But that is a side note. Friend is the meteorologist that comes to this place where he's supposed to, or weather observer as they call him. And he has a bit of a, like, who the fuck's cabin did I inherit moment when he gets there.
Because there's hand-drawn frog woman porn in the basement.
Somebody somebody had a time machine and dropped off Guillermo del Toro's sketch concept book for Shape of Water.
Oh my god. I just love it. He's going through the book and it's all like pictures of like nature stuff and fish and that. And then it is just getting into like literal hand-drawn like mer person porn.
Right. It's like that walked so that hentai could run.
Yeah. Oh, I remember what I called friend.
What did you call friend?
We have James McAvoy at home.
Yes. You do like the we have stuff at home. Would you like to unpack that?
He just looked like James McAvoy to me. And it was sort of like, sometimes it's like, okay, we couldn't get that guy. Get the guy that looks kind of like him.
Kinda. They could be cousins.
I also thought the lighthouse keeper looked like is it Theoden from Lord of the Rings, the guy that is the head of for the battle of the two towers, the fight, the big war.
Sure, but you know who he is? He's Ray motherfucking Stevenson. He is part of Sif and the Warriors 3, if you know that. But I know him from the amazing HBO show Rome.
And apparently he was also on Ahsoka Tano and recently died.
Yes. This would have been one of his last films, one of his last few films that he did. He was also in a season of Dexter as well.
So if you're going to go out on a weird one.
Yeah. So Ray Stevenson is definitely the star and should have gotten first billing for this because he is the bigger the bigger talent, also the bigger maniac in this film, in his character of Gruner.
Maniac? How could you say he's a maniac? He's only fighting a one-man war with mer people.
And he's holding one as a sex slave.
Well, there's that too.
And then abusing her too. I'm like, who hurt you, Gruner? Was it Mother?
It was somebody. Yeah, there is a lot to unpack there.
Literally, one of the first things he says is that she always does what I say, even no matter how cruel I am to her. Because, like, friend asked him, like, oh, how does she listen to you? Like, where you asked her to move. He's like, no, command.
Yeah, and I almost want a prequel to know how that happened.
You do have a prequel.
There is a prequel?
You do. No. Did you not notice that this movie was eating its own tail? Did you not realize that Gunnar was the meteorologist, that there was no other meteorologist, and that he got roped in with his former lighthouse keeper?
Well, okay, this was what I was going to come to and was not sure of.
Oh, that happened.
Because I knew that absolutely Friend becomes the new lighthouse keeper. And the idea that, yes, maybe Gruner had been the original meteorologist and wrote the journal in that. But I didn't really decide on whether or not that was a confirmed thing.
Well, it's almost like the end of Inception type of thing, but that is heavily inferred.
Yeah, like I knew that it was inferred. I just didn't really know that it was confirmed. Because then the merperson porn and the drawings of the intricacies of the merperson porn hit more because he was starting to get more and more excited over the mer people.
Yeah.
But just as far as how he got his...
Well, that's also why the poster of this is a circle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So basically, yeah. They fight mer people at night.
Yeah, they do. They scale the walls. They get shot.
The first night they come out of the ocean and Friend is sitting in his little cabin, minding his own business, setting up his equipment, and he gets the shit scared out of him when something that isn't human sticks its fin under the door.
Yeah.
And I think looks through the window at him and scares the shit out of him.
Yep.
And then isn't it like the next night where they tear his shit apart and he ends up burning his own cabin to the ground?
Yep. That's it. And then he bribes Gunnar into letting him stay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's so much of a bribe or just trying to, like, Gruner's lonely for actual human attention, or...
Which he would be.
Yeah. Need someone to play chess with.
Mm-hmm.
That was another reason
What civilized man doesn't?
That was another reason why I started thinking of McAvoy, because as soon as the chessboard came out, I flashed back to Charles and Magneto there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like, oh no, they're reinforcing it.
Yes. Yeah, but the Friend has the answer of what civilized person doesn't.
Yes. So Gruner, we don't know for how long. We don't know for how long this has been going on. Has been at war with the mer people, at war with the mer folk. Now, I don't know if it started because he stole one of their women.
I don't know.
Because
I feel like that doesn't help.
Yeah, and I am not going to get into any kind of patterns of cycles of abuse here or anything like that, and I am not going to soften the fact that Gruner is a monster.
100%.
It is that whole thing of, no, the monsters are not coming out of the ocean. You were in there with the lighthouse with the monster.
Yes. It's actually Friend that gives her a name. She didn't have one.
She can also clearly walk back into the ocean whenever she wants at the same time. And I am not victim blaming whatsoever.
No.
But so it's like, how is he keeping her there? Is she a spy on the inside for the merfolk?
Well, that's what our friend believes.
I mean, I started to believe it too on the second viewing of this. Of, okay, maybe she really is there just giving intel to the mer people on. But she thinks she'd
like
give,
a Mata Hari type person.
yeah, but you'd think she'd give better intel.
I feel like she didn't mean to get captured, and she saw the good in him before he got this way. And I feel like she is giving intel to them, but I also feel like it's the no, but I can fix him.
Well, she can
Tell me how that doesn't fit in.
but she can fix, because merperson saliva heals human wounds,
Yeah.
Bhavna.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Which is,
I forgot about that.
I'm sorry, but is that how the other side of that twisted relationship he has for her goes?
Mm-hmm.
Did he cut himself shaving one morning?
Who knows? And then she just went spit.
Because there are several wounds in this movie, and I gotta say, because you'd be expecting a movie from 2017 that it is going to be a bunch of CGI bullshit. No, what hooked me on this movie the first time I watched it was that at least the main mer person is practical effect, practical makeup with a little bit of like CGI enhancement to it. But she is real. She is there. It's not like a Schmiedel situation.
No, it's a person in a costume type thing.
Yeah. And so there are several scenes in this movie where one of the dudes gets injured and she licks the wound to make it heal. Like there's something in the saliva that, can't just spit it into a cup and paint it on. You got to lick it.
It's gotta come straight from the source. But that also proves the point of friend that they're more civilized than Gruner wants to believe.
Oh, they are absolutely more civilized than Gruner wants to believe.
It's just like when the white folk came over and disturbed the indigenous people of this land.
Oh, exactly. Like the colonialism narrative on this is huge. It is a wild film, because the first time watching it, I remember being like, is he having sex with that mer person? And then
sure is.
Friend is sitting downstairs in the lighthouse. I think this is after multiple attacks at this point when they've been defending. And he hears this thumping upstairs, this rhythmic thumping. And I'm sorry for laughing because I know that something actually awful is happening here. But just the image of he pokes his head up through the hatch and he's having sex with the mer person.
Yep.
And
he's straight up R-wording her.
Yeah. I mean, I won't mince on that because there is a lot of it is wrong on so many levels.
Right, because he refused to actually communicate with her. Therefore, he did not actually have her consent.
Yeah.
Because he did not care to communicate with her.
Well, she's not a people to him, not defending but
yeah, exactly. No. That's what I'm saying is that he did not.
And once again, consent. Colonialism. Like,
cheers.
But that fucking. And when I'm laughing at that, I am reacting to my initial reaction to this film.
Yeah.
Like going in completely sight unseen And oh yes, of course he is. Of course they went there.
Yeah.
And then the dinner scene that they cut to after, where is this awkward thing, a friend is just looking at him like, so you're, and yet
And it, and what?
it's like, is that why you haven't tried to jump me yet? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. But what they do figure out is going on is that the people, the mer people want to kill them.
The mer people do want to kill them.
I don't blame them.
Whether Gruner started the war or the guy before Gruner started the war, I mean, part of me likes the narrative of they just hate the lighthouse. Like, maybe that this was, they're like sea turtles, and this is where they went up onto land to give birth at night or something.
Maybe.
And the sea turtle just fucks with their shit. I also like the idea of that, like, some random lighthouse keeper, 3 lighthouse keepers back, like, just, like, shot one of them dead and started it.
That would be funny. It's like, and that's how this started. This is like the Hatfields and the McCoys of the South Atlantic.
Yes, like, exactly how did the human mer-person war start? And it is a war. They bring what seems to be like, at points, it is like there is like 100 mer people coming out of the water and attacking this lighthouse. And it's not a ginormous lighthouse either. It is a, what, maybe 100 feet, less than 100 feet tall?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like...
It's not very big.
Yeah.
It's one of the smaller ones. It's like the Tower of Belem sized.
Yeah, because...
If anyone knows how long the Tower of Belem is.
It feels like it's about the one that's on the Toronto Islands.
Oh,
for
definitely.
people, like, in the Toronto area. Like, it is not a massive one. It wouldn't have to warn people from very, very, very far away. Just like, hey, motherfucker, you're about to hit the rocks.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you're about to... Oh, too late. It is... How tall are you? Yeah, 100 feet. Yeah, so about that tall. Makes sense. Anyway, we digress. It's not that big, but they can still scale it like mofos.
Oh, yeah. Because I guess their flippers are sticky, or...
Something like that. Something like that. But...
All I know is they're just damn lucky that mer people can't figure out fire.
Oh, but they're not far from it now, I would assume.
Yeah. And that was, I remember some scientists somewhere saying it's like, the reason dolphins, and octopi aren't more intelligent is the fact that it's hard to start a fire underwater, and maybe fire was the catalyst that started things off. But if they ever figure out fire, we're screwed. If the mer people ever figure out fire, we're screwed.
Yes, agreed. Yes, definitely agreed. But the thing with these mer people is they don't know fire. So that begins a journey of Gunnar trying to kill friend under the guise of, hey, let's get some dynamite and blow them all up.
Oh, I could think when they're like, oh no, the dynamite's gone bad. The dynamite's all white. Or like been all wet, and the dynamite's been corrupted. We can't. And he's like, has clearly dug through previously wet dynamite. And when they do get the dynamite at that one point, and he pulls the one stick out that has just been like totally destroyed. Do you remember early on in the first season of Lost?
Mm-hmm.
The dynamite in the ship?
Oh shit, yeah.
I kept waiting for the whole thing to just explode.
Not Penny's boat.
Because they go and get some dynamite out of an old sunken ship.
Yes.
That's wet and shit. And one of them dungom blows up.
And that's all you need, folks. You just need one. And turns out they had a few.
Yep. I do love the diving scene.
Yeah. That was a 20 Leagues kind of reference for me.
It was that for me, and it also, the inside of the helmet shot was really Danny Boyle's Sunshine,
Yeah, oh,
the
definitely.
big space helmets that they wear
Yes.
so that they can survive so
100%.
close to the sun. It really
Yep.
gave off that energy to me. And he's like
Yes.
down there in there, very 20,000 leagues under the sea, picking up dynamite. Gruner is literally pumping him oxygen with a wheel while pulling things up at the same time. And then
There's a lot going on, folks.
he just falls over on his back and can't get up because he's wearing this giant iron helmet.
Oh, our resourceful friend.
Honestly, if you're gonna do that shit, take it from a disabled person. Bring a cane. You can balance yourself. You won't fall over like that and then be like a turtle, like slowly dying because your oxygen is running out. Because the jackass in the boat above you has decided to maybe let you die.
For the second time. That's the second time he tried to kill him.
When was the first? Oh, no.
In the lighthouse.
Oh, that was just a test, Bhavna, to see if he could survive out there on his own. He's got to get the blood of the merfolk on him.
But he can't find out about the saliva just yet.
Exactly. And that wonderful, wonderful saliva. I do have a question though, because that one point, is it the point where they screw up and leave the defenses down because they haven't had a mer person attack in a while? It's like the night of the chess game.
Right.
The one where they end up having to lock themselves up in the top of the lighthouse.
Yes.
What is that glass made out of?
Good question. I don't know.
Because I can only think that even the mer people, if they didn't understand fire, could understand pick up a rock.
Yeah.
And they're just smacking on it with their flipper hands. I'm like, yes, It's a wonderfully horrific visual, but what is that glass made out of?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't even know what it could be made out of.
But they get the idea to use the dynamite, so they go and get the dynamite for the purpose of Gruner wants to exterminate all the mer people.
Yes.
He wants to draw all the mer people out. Doesn't know how many of them there could possibly be. I mean, they're being attacked by hundreds a night, and he's at least killing dozens of them a night. But I want all the mer people. I want to exterminate all the mer people. I'm going to blow up the beach in front of the only shelter I have that can defend me from mer people, which once again, I'm wondering what that glass is made of. The plot to blow up the mer people.
Yes. There we go.
With the dynamite bombs.
Yes.
And he's like, no, put them closer. More dynamite. More dynamite.
Yes.
Because Gruber wants to build a big ass bomb to kill all the mer people.
The number of which he does not know, but he does know hundreds of them come out of the sea every night.
I wish white men were better planners than this, but we're not.
No, y'all are very short-sighted.
Very, apparently. So the plan is leave the doors open. Oh, and then they're going to leave the doors open. They're going to set up their guns. They're going to lead them in to the lighthouse and blow them all to Kingdom Come and hopefully not themselves with it. But then the mer people refuse to show up.
Well, they refuse to show up because they're like, we're over this. What the hell is your problem?
Gruner is so obsessed, he's waiting up on the top of the lighthouse every night for them to show up. And at one point, he just about fucking freezes to death with his hand on the bomb trigger.
Right?
Friend has to come and peel his frozen fingers. I'm just like, let him die. Just let him die. You want to make friends with the mer people. He's already by that point plotting to take over the household and that whole situation.
Yep.
Because apparently there's just something about Mer Girl. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just yeah.
Well, I mean, that's when we find out that that Gruner was the original meteorologist.
Yeah, and like that explains a lot. Now, granted, I'm not sure that it was like just this. There's been this endless cycle of naturalists replacing lighthouse keepers, replacing naturalists throughout the.
Replacing that, but at least if it hasn't been presented before, it started now.
Yeah, it just seemed definitely there now. Of course, by the end of it, there might be a much larger mer person war going on, and they might not be worried about that island anymore. But
Yeah. But Friend does tell the replacements the same thing that Gruner told him.
oh yeah, exactly. Which and I did clock that, and that there was at least one cycle. I didn't necessarily clock that it was a complete, constant cycle.
I feel like it would be. Like that's my belief. There's no concrete proof for it, but
Yeah.
that's my headcanon.
No, and I mean that makes sense, especially if not in a realism sense, in the movie sense. That is definitely what the
Right.
movie is insinuating, and the movie is the universe, so just go with it.
Right. I mean, I could believe that this is the first cycle just given that it's 1914 when this movie takes place.
Yeah,
So
I
the
mean,
context clue you get is the newspaper that says Archduke Franz Ferdinand was
yeah,
assassinated. So that's 1914. Or thereabouts. So I would say maybe this would if there was a cycle before this, then it would have been the first cycle. I don't think it would have gone back much farther than that, given colonialism history of the South Atlantic.
yeah. So I guess it's the final battle. The Mer people finally show up after Gruner goes nuts, beats up their Mer person again, makes her sing the songs of her people to draw them in, and then massive battle ensues. Friend pushes the one thing down that fires off the first explosion, and then Gruner immediately, without hesitation, sets off what is the larger bomb that seems to be closer to them.
That was not a friendly. Is that friendly fire?
Well, the first one was friend fire. The second one was Gruner fire.
Yeah, true. Very true.
So they done
Like,
gone explode the fuck out of a shit ton of merfolk.
yeah, they did a motherfucking shit ton.
Nearly killing both of them. And then they somehow wake up the next morning. You're sure Gruner's gonna die because he's like making some fucking speech about something, reciting a poem or something. And usually, when people wake up after a trauma and recite a poem, that's usually their dying words. At least I find.
I agree.
But no, there's a nice little scene of them wandering around the beach, putting critically injured merfolk out of their misery. Friend wants to shoot them. Gruner is just knifing them in the hearts.
Yep.
Once again, it's when any of the ones that you're close up on, they're like people in costume. It's a practical effect.
Oh, and we love practical effects.
And I totally love the practical effects. I mean, I don't know what this movie got budgeted for, something that I had never heard of until like years later, but it is beautifully done. And Friend has decided he has had enough of this shit.
Yep.
He's just seen he's finally seen too much blood and gore and blown up more people.
And was like, this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah. So, because I mean, he's culpable, but he's mainly been culpable so that he doesn't lose access to the lighthouse, which is the only way to survive the raging merfolk war that has been set upon him, whether he likes it or not.
Which is a spiritual cousin of I was just following orders.
Oh yeah, I mean it is, but he's had enough. And I don't know how we get to the point where she is suddenly back in the water with her people. That was her, right? That comes out with the little
He
kid.
lets her go. Gruner let her go.
Okay. Yeah, oh, right.
Because she was caught in the net and Gruner let her go.
Okay. So I don't know. Is there a time jump there? Because it seems like that's her kid.
I believe so. And this is after Friend leaves a present for them, right? And then her kid comes out.
Yeah, because they leave these when Friend first gets to the island, he sees like this circle of rocks with like a pile of rocks in it on the beach that is, oh my god, the merfolk, they understand art sort of deal. And it's a showing of intelligence. And he leaves one for them with this little boat, Shawshank boat that he had carved out of a whalebone.
Mm-hmm.
And little one comes out of the water, looks at the boat. It seems like a peace is being made, an armistice is getting made.
But nope.
Spoiler alert for the ending of this, if for some reason, but still, even if when this gets spoiled, still go back and watch it anyway. Because when I tell you, Gruber walks out of the lighthouse with a fucking flare gun and incinerates this merchild by shooting it in the chest with the flare gun that they talk about he's been modifying it and making the ammo different in it or whatever. It goes into his chest and incinerates in just the worst way possible. The merfolk go nuts, as you would expect and should, and motherfucking tear Gruber apart.
Yeah. They tore Gruner apart. Friend was like, remember love. And he was like,
I bring
nah,
you love.
yeet. I bring you love. Remember me.
Bhavna, how did you feel about this movie?
Beautiful gowns. Cinematography wise, I really liked it.
It is really
I liked
well
the
made.
music. I would have cut out about 30% of this movie. Too long.
Yeah.
To get to the point. When we knew what the point was.
Yeah,
You know, I would have had like maybe one or two less attacks on the mer people.
Yeah, this could have been 90-minute fied.
Yeah. Like this was a 2-hour movie and I was like, but why?
Yeah.
Like I forget how long the lighthouse is, but at least it's engaging almost every single like frame. Whereas in some way, like if it's not dialogue, it's cinematography. If it's not cinematography, it's an effect. Like if it's not just like a general cinematography, it's like a special effect or it's a music cue or it's something.
Yeah.
In this one, there were a lot of like, okay, now we got to do this. Okay, now we got to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like a lot of stuff could have been, there are a lot of scenes that could have been like made shorter and like montaged.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I think at certain points you could have done like a night after night montage of just showing like just these endless battles with the mer people, and then like talk more in like those areas where like, hey, they're just not showing up. Like it's been weeks.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Also, when they finally show up to get Friend, who has become the new Gruber essentially.
Gruner, yes.
The Gruner, because it is that new like sort of Twilight Zone thing of like, oh no, I'm Gruner now. I've always been here. The other guy, he naturalist, he died.
You've always been the caretaker, Mr. Torrance.
Your weatherman died. World War I is clearly broken out because he's welcomed with battleships.
Mm-hmm.
And the merfolk see the battleships, and one of them goes scampering along the beach, see what's going on, and then dives back in the water to tell the rest of them. And you gotta kind of wonder, is there a possibility of a sequel of Merfolk versus World War I?
I don't want that sequel, man.
You don't want that sequel?
No.
Yeah.
The Merv people have suffered enough.
Yeah. I admit there is some part of me that kind of wants one set in the 2000s where they take after a cruise ship.
Or you could just watch Aquaman.
I don't want to watch Aquaman.
Or you could just watch Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever for Namor and his folk.
I do eventually have to watch Black Panther 2.
We might make him do it here, folks.
Coogler did direct that one too, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah.
And the same dude did the music for Sinners as he did for Wakanda Forever. And some of that music is some of my favorite hype music to ever exist.
Okay. Yeah. So we will put that on the list because it's one I still need to see.
But yeah, how do I feel about this film? Colonialism sucks, man, and so does isolation. We all need community. And maybe don't think the appropriate thing to do when you encounter a new type of being is to use it as a sex slave.
Once again, I'm sorry, I'm just remembering the shock of seeing this for the first time. This was not as good for me the second time around. Without the what the fuck factor of the first round, it definitely felt too long. I would say
once you know what the point is, it's like, oh, this is too long.
Yeah, and once you understand the points in that, I would say, but also very much not like an H.G. Wells, but very much like a Jules Verne.
Yeah,
it was too fucking long. I remember reading Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Ah, yes.
And it was just like so much longer than it had to be because Verne wanted to explain all the science.
Yes.
And I'm just like, just get to the adventure story. So if it's, I would cut at least 15 minutes out of this. I would get it down to an hour 45.
Yeah.
Maybe make it more action and less slow.
I agree.
But then with more action, you also maybe risk getting away from the colonialism.
I would shave, like, I would have it be more human action, less fighting the mer people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yes.
And then you'd also save on the budget that way too. But
yes.
But yes, Bhavna, should we do our intermission and get to the movie that is considerably more fun and yet still disturbing to me somehow?
And is my favorite movie of all time? Yes.
All right, we're going to hit that intermission and then be back with Hook.
It's intermission time. You look hungry. Do you know what's better on popcorn than butter? It's our rich and smoky rendered bacon fat topping. Get it in the mega bucket while supplies last. At the Sixville Mall Theatre, we provide heart-stopping entertainment.
And we're back. It's Hook time.
Hell yeah. Rufio.
Fuck, I'm dead.
We are talking about 1991's Hook. How are you dead? Is it because it's my favorite movie of all time and therefore I'll be quoting it the entire time?
No, I was referring to Rufio.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is.
So, yeah, I don't think I'd ever actually seen this movie all the way through. The only time I can remember watching this movie was on VHS tape at a friend's place in Daytona Beach, Florida. And I might have been distracted by the fact that was the day he explained to me that his father worked for the Postal Service and had a shitload of guns in the house.
What?
So that might have been a little distracting to me. This would have been whenever it first came out on VHS. So probably 92, something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And yeah, I, for whatever reason, remember not enjoying it. I can't really tell you why. I don't remember. It may have been just I just wasn't paying attention. I may just not have been into it that day. I don't know. But had never thought to pick it up later, had just never come around. It is one of our mutual besties, also like favorite film or close to it. And I think by that point, it was sort of like, well, if I hate this, so I had avoided it. This is a very good movie. I have issues, but it's a very good movie.
It's my favorite movie of all time. I hate that Gwyneth Paltrow is in my favorite movie of all time, but she was a little girl, so we will not fault her.
Where is
She's young Granny Wendy. She's when she was just Wendy Darling.
Oh shit, I did not catch that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So there's some asshole dad in this.
Come on, it's a Peter Pan movie. We all know. But yes, there's a man named Peter Panning, and he would not win Father of the Year.
Peter Panning did not watch the things before a movie starts because Peter Panning listens to you, picks up his cell phone, not just in the movie theater, no, in his child's play theater.
Yes, Peter Panning does do that.
And before I forget, I gotta ask something because I had to IMDb it, and now I'm even more confused. How is that little girl that plays the daughter?
Maggie, yep.
How do I remember her being in every single movie as the little girl daughter in like a 5-year period, and yet she is not?
Right, because she looked like every single generic late 80s, early 90s little girl.
Like it is like they grow them in a lab. They were growing them in a lab and just like staggering them for like a year.
Yep.
Because I'm like, oh, that's the little girl from. And then I IMDb it, and to my horror, she's done almost nothing else.
Yep. She does look like generic little white girl and everything. But like this movie is stacked.
Oh, it is insanely stacked.
Kelly Rowan is in it. Kelly Rowan is from the OC, Seth's mom. I know you probably didn't watch the OC. This is more for our listeners than it is for you.
Actually, I have seen surprisingly more of the OC than you would probably expect.
Okay, well then that's his mom. She's in this, and she plays Peter's mom in the flashback.
Did I see Crosby, Stills, and Nash get hit in the nuts? Did I see that?
I don't think so.
Because I think I saw, like, David Crosby getting hit in the nuts.
I don't think it was David Crosby. I don't think it was him. But Phil Collins is in this.
Oh, yeah, I realized Phil Collins later on.
I mean, this is a Steven Spielberg movie, so.
Yes. And, yeah, I mean, it's clear, like, some stuff went a little off the rails, and if you know about the making of it, it's clear stuff went off the rails.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like this, that they didn't avoid either that, or they just didn't care. They kept the implied creepiness of the concept of Peter Pan. I'm sorry, when they get to the origin thing where he's remembering going into Wendy's room and then meeting, you could do a horror movie of that 3-minute montage.
Don't forget Tinkerbell basically wanting to groom him.
There's the Tinkerbell shit, which I will get into. But I'm sorry, what kind of grandmother stands there while an immortal, shirtless tween kisses her sleeping granddaughter on the mouth?
One that used to be kissed by the immortal flying child.
What were they thinking? I mean, great movie. I enjoyed it greatly. But my God.
I don't think they thought of it that deep. I think that was the problem.
Like, you're adapting a problem. They almost put Michael Jackson in this.
Yeah. But this is before the allegations.
No, I mean, talk about a film that would age poorly.
Oh, never mind. I mean, this entire movie did not age poorly.
No, but like, what I mean is, like, if they had put Michael
if
Jackson
he had been,
in
it would have. I was about to be like, how did this movie age completely terribly?
Not only that, and I'm sorry, Michael Jackson is not an actor. Was never.
No, he's not.
Was not.
No. But we have the very human, yet very revered and special to me, Robin Williams in this.
Yep, doing what Robin Williams is known to do best, of being over the top.
manic kind of energy, but a controlled manic.
I do want to say something, and I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but I'm going to say it because I've met the man. Like, I've seen him in person as well as I have been a fan of his work for a long time. If they were for some reason going to reboot Hook as not an animated, as not a movie, but as like, say, a Netflix series or something, or Prime bought it and wanted to tell the story over 10 or 12 episodes.
Okay.
I would argue that David Hewlett would do this well.
That name rings a bell.
Dr. Rodney McKay from Stargate.
Okay.
What else was he in? There was a
Toronto
TV
okay.
series. He's been through like the Toronto, the Canada film scene for a long time.
He looks like if Dwight Schrute was handsome. Yeah.
Like he has
okay,
that
he was in Cube. He was in
if you watch him act, especially in Stargate, the energy he plays off. I think that if anyone could do it, he could do it. It would not be that same kind of performance, but I think he could pull off both sections of it, of like asshole dad.
I could also see if you wanted a little younger guy, a younger man, slightly, right? More the same age as what Robin Williams would have been when he shot this.
Yeah.
I'd go John Mulaney.
Yeah. I also, and I had the name.
Because he can do the over the top, but he can do the I'm a businessman.
Yep. I would also, as Hook, absolutely, and I hope he's still alive. I think he's still alive. Cast J.G. Hertzler as Hook. General Martok, DS9.
Yeah. Who would I cast?
And I think those two.
Dustin Hoffman was just so fucking good.
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman was just so fun. And no one can be Smee. That's Bob Hoskins. Like there's no Bob Hoskins type anymore.
Yeah, they'd probably.
Like who? Josh Gad? Not really.
Let's face it, they'd probably make him a Michael Cera or something.
You know what? I would do Henry Zabrowski. He'll never listen to this, but I would do Henry Zabrowski as Smee.
Yeah, well,
he's got it.
Hopefully they're never,
Henry, if you're listening, hi, huge fan.
Hopefully they're never going to try and do this shit anyway. I was just thinking it.
No.
Because there's been a few things now where I'm like, I have this whole thing of, and then we'll get back on track of, fucking Rick Grimes. Why do I never remember names when I think of them?
Oh, Andrew Lincoln?
Andrew Lincoln. I have this whole thing of, I'd like to see Andrew Lincoln go back and remake the entirety of Stallone's catalog.
Interesting.
Like, I think I would love to see a Rambo remake with Andrew Lincoln as Rambo. I think Lincoln could do the damage better and the fighting better. And also, you don't need Rambo to be a tank anymore.
No, that's true. That's true. But we're not talking about Rambo.
No,
we are talking about Hook.
We're talking about Hook. I just liked it. It was good.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun. I think the first section of it goes on a little too long.
But you need the setup, right? You need to know what he's fighting for, because otherwise you don't give a shit about the kids. I mean, as it is, you don't give as much of a shit about the kids as you probably should, but you do need to build a pattern.
Yeah, you don't entirely give a shit about the kids. I mean, the kids are just kind of there.
And to be honest, Jack always bothered me, but I got why Jack, I got his feelings, but I was just like, ugh.
Yeah. He was in, no, get off track. Yeah, it's.
If we're going to play the what were they in, this movie is the worst for that.
Yeah. I have weird feelings about the thing of the father is bad because he grew up. No, the father is bad because he's an idiot. The father is bad because he's an asshole.
The father's not bad because he grew up. I think they had to use grow up as a concept kids would understand.
Yeah.
Right? Because this movie had to play that balancing act. But I think what they actually meant is that the father was an asshole because the father chose to forget about himself.
Yes. Like, the guy...
Not necessarily grow up, but to forget.
The dad that comes back at the end is absolutely going to lose the family home.
Oh, 100%. He's going to give away all of Granny Wendy's money.
And I argue that his wife is going to be institutionalized for a while.
Yeah, probably, but we don't see that movie.
Well, because I'm sorry, when she is, her children have been kidnapped.
Yeah.
Her husband then fucks off somewhere. She doesn't know where. We don't know how long they're away for.
Mm-hmm.
But she is standing in her children's room, well, in the room that her kids are sleeping in, because they're visiting Aunt Wendy and Grandma Wendy in London. And she's like, oh, I just wish my children were here. She's looking at the empty beds. And then all of a sudden the children are in the beds and she doesn't notice. And then she's talking with Wendy and the children pop out of the beds.
Yeah.
And she drops to her knees like she just had a stroke. That is not happiness of your children being back. That is a deep psychological break happening. And then,
or she was just overwhelmed.
And then
and wait a minute. Yes, you did see David Crosby get kicked. I apologize.
And then her husband, I knew I saw him. And then her husband shows up hours later banging on the window like he is high on cocaine.
To be fair, he probably was.
Oh, probably. But how do you explain?
Yeah.
And then Grandma Wendy goes and tells a story about, oh, yeah, he's been creeping on you since you were 14.
By the way, your husband, he was my boyfriend first.
Oh, my Christ.
I really don't think they thought about it that deep. They basically the concept that started this whole thing was, what if Peter Pan grew up? That is literally what this movie is.
Oh,
it's
no.
An AU of what if he grew up.
It's a great concept, and it's a great idea of him having to go back.
Yeah.
And
It just also serves as such, like, watching it as an adult, because this is the thing it was my favorite movie as a kid, but it became my favorite movie of all time when I watched it again when I had some more brain cells, right? So like a teenager, things like that. And I was like, oh, this isn't, because when you're a kid, you're like, it's a kid's movie. I find it really funny. It's a kid's movie.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I watched it with a more mature brain, I was like, oh, this is actually an amazing movie because they made it two-pronged.
Yeah.
They made it just as enjoyable on a 14 plus stage as they did for 4-year-olds or 5-year-olds, right? For example, the scene where Peter's back and he's on the boat and like Hook is all excited and he's like, draw your weapon, and he pulls out a checkbook. Right? As a kid,
fucking yuppie.
You're like, that's not a sword. Right? As a kid, you're like, oh, silly, that's not a weapon. But as an adult, you're like, this fuck thinks that money solves everything. No wonder his kids hate him.
It's like, you've kidnapped my children and brought them to essentially another planet. I'm calling my lawyer.
Basically. But like, so things like that made it funny. And it also made it really depressing because I love Toodles so much. And he lost his marbles. And Peter found them. Peter found his marbles. I don't care how, like, I don't know, infantile that makes me sound, but it gets me every goddamn time.
No, I agree. That was one of those things I would have liked a little more. And once again, this is why I kind of like the idea of, well, I don't necessarily want them to do it, the idea of a Netflix series. Because I'd like to know a little bit more about what happened of the exodus from Neverland. Because my headcanon is that Wendy got her period.
Well, I mean, I've always looked at the Lost Boys and as Neverland as like the children's limbo that they talk about. Like those kids are dead. That's why they're perpetually children.
Yeah. How was Wendy there?
Peter brought her.
Okay, so Peter brings her from the real world to Neverland.
To Neverland.
Okay. because I was that's why I kind of went on the period issue of, and it also goes back to a story from another sci-fi series where all the adults have
Well,
died
yeah,
off.
eventually Wendy's like, well, I got to go back to my family now.
Yeah, because I couldn't figure out what happened if Hook attacked and forced them out, or because he talks about Hook burning the tree afterwards. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't understand exactly what happened there, and it didn't feel like it really lined up with like the memory thing of like him. Because if they went back with this, did he go back to the real world with Wendy, or did he just keep visiting and then finally decided to stay?
He kept visiting and visiting and visiting, and then Moira.
Right. Okay.
Right.
And then basically he gave up immortality
Yeah.
or never soul or something.
Exactly. Because if, you know, he wanted to stick around for that. But we were talking about cameos earlier. Did you notice Carrie Fisher and George Lucas?
No.
You know when the pixie dust gets thrown on the couple in the flashback?
Okay.
That are kissing?
Yeah. Okay.
George Lucas and Carrie Fisher.
Because I know Carrie Fisher was working with Julia Roberts on Tinkerbell to work on her lines or something and get things down. And can I just say, I know there were apparently problems with Julia Roberts on set.
Were there? I never looked into that too much.
I just did like a little bit of making of thing last night.
Okay.
And I'd heard,
what was it? Fill us in.
I had heard previously as well that
she was super young too.
I think Julia Roberts and Spielberg didn't get along for some reason.
Okay.
And there may have been like some shortening of her role or something. I don't know. I don't know if it was over the shortening of the role or whatever, but you can never tell with what those stories because you know how women get trashed in Hollywood anyway. So
yeah,
I don't give a whole lot of stock, but there was apparently something going on there. But there is absolutely a universe where Julia Roberts was leading a Suicide Squad movie.
She could. She definitely could.
Like seeing her as Tinkerbell there, and yeah, the horny for Pan Tinkerbell thing is weird.
It is weird, but I think that's closer to what was in the book.
Yeah.
But again, because it's like you're looking at it from a kid light and you think, okay, she just loved Peter.
Yeah.
Right? You're not thinking like boom chicka bow wow. Right? But then when you're older, you realize it was romantic-y, you know? But like it's unrequited love. Which is gross to us because we are not perpetually dead children and fairies, you know? I'm not defending it. I'm just saying it like I can see where they didn't think that deeply about it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But also because of that Tinkerbell scene with her footprints, when the House Hippo commercial came out with the footprints in the peanut butter, that's all I could think of was the Tinkerbell ink footprints on the paper.
Does he call a teenage boy a nearsighted gynecologist?
Yes. Yes, he does. That's what I'm talking about, the two-prong.
No, I know. But that's also where I have trouble believing that some of this stuff was not more intentional than...
It was intentional. But not the Tinkerbell stuff, but like the comedy and the writing like that. Yes, definitely. But I don't think they thought too deeply about it because it was the late 80s, early 90s. Do you think people gave a shit about women?
Absolutely not.
There you go.
I got to tell you, of all the cameos in this movie, and I understand that, you know, memes weren't big then and they didn't understand what memes were. But I'm not going to lie. One thing I would have loved to see in like his like Hook's boatload of people is the saxophone guy from Lost Boys.
Is it?
No, I would have loved to. He's not in it.
Oh, okay. I would have believed it because there's so many people in this movie.
Because like when little girl there is singing the song of her people on the ship after Hook has tried to turn her against her father.
Yes.
And like her brother's watching it. I'm just like, dude, your little sister is crying.
Yes. Oh, Well, speaking of those kids, one of the young Peter Pans was played by Max Hoffman,
Who is that?
Dan Dustin Hoffman's kid.
Oh, okay.
Both his kids were in this as like cameos in different things.
Yeah, there were a ton of people in this. There were a ton of actors that visited the set. Like
Mm-hmm.
people were visiting the set constantly. I feel like there was probably a lot of them bringing cocaine. I can't prove that, but I think there
I
had to have
mean,
been some going on.
probably, but as a kid, you're like, wow, they're hyper.
They're very hyper.
Yeah. Speaking of hyper, one of my favorite scenes in this entire film, and it's the late great Bob Hoskins, love him. It's the scene where it's him and Hook is having an existential crisis, and Wes will know exactly why this scene is
I
very
clocked
relevant.
it. I was unsure if I should bring it up or
I
how
brought
to
it up.
bring it
It's
up. I was
fine.
putting the but oh
No, but it
yes.
actually, aside from the relevance it has to my life, unfortunately, don't worry, I'm okay, folks. But one of my favorite scenes in this movie is when Hook is like, "I'm gonna kill myself, Smee. I'm gonna kill myself. I mean it. I'm going to do it."
I'm gonna do it.
And then I'm gonna do it,
Why aren't
and
you
then he
stopping
turns
me?
around
I
to
mean
me,
it. Don't stop
Smee.
me. Why aren't you stopping me?
Why aren't you stopping me, Smee? Why aren't you stopping me? I could have died. Yes, I
Oh,
know I'm paraphrasing the quotes, but it is one of my favorites because I should have. This is one of those like Bhavna should have known she was autistic and neurodivergent when she was a kid. Sign number 1,000 billion trillion was like, I was like, why would someone lie about that? That's so weird.
it's hilarious it's more hilarious to me that he does it without other witnesses. Like
Yes,
where he's just doing it for dramatic effect for Smee.
for Smee. Yeah, poor Smee. That's why he's my MVP.
And then I was a much bigger fan of the Lost Boys this time. I remember not being, but like that
Yeah.
early watch decades ago. But
I'm gonna get a Lost Boy tattoo actually. I technically already have one. I have one that says Bangarang. And yes, I had to endure a lot of people asking me if I like Skrillex. And I'm like, no, I like what Skrillex was referring to. But yes, that song is also dope.
there were points where I was waiting for the Shredder to show up.
Oh, no.
Like when they were like skateboarding through and stuff. I don't remember. I think TMNT came out first. I can't remember. I should be doing my research. I'm covering on
I
35th floor
don't
soon.
think so. But I will find this out for you as you're talking.
Um,
Um, but yeah, the Lost Boys were super great. I love them a lot. They were such a diverse little group. And I'm not talking about
yeah,
racially or anything like that. I'm talking about like just all types of little boys.
yeah. It was really good for that. Um, I liked the way their clothing was cobbled together. It
Yes.
actually
It was
gave me
very
it
like,
actually gave me even more of an appreciation for the outfits of the vampire Lost Boys because
yes.
it's very much the same idea. You
Yes.
know,
Also, TMNT came out in 1990.
okay, I should know that because it is the only movie I ever saw opening night. But
Huh. Yes. But no, the Lost Boys, I love them so much. I love how they have the like, oh, Peter, yeah, we know it's you. What the hell? What happened to you? Like what the hell happened to you?
well, only
Like,
one of them knows at first. The
mhm.
little guy that starts like poking at his face.
Peter. Yeah, the little one. Oh, so cute.
You're
I
in
forgot
there
his name.
somewhere, and I'm so glad that Thud got a respectable ending.
Yeah. Wait, Thud was the eat up. Come on, eat up, Peter. That was him?
Thud was the one that you're amazed didn't grow up to be cornbread.
Yes. Yes, that's the one. Um the tattoo I'm actually gonna get is of the handprints on Peter's face and the outline of his face.
Oh, nice.
That's what I'm gonna get. It's like you were in there, Peter.
So like he left them,
Oh,
Rufio took over,
Rufio. Oh,
which also gives one of my other favorite. Well, not favorite because it's not. It's just it's such a little thing, but one of those little tweaks that got me When Hook was it Hook that looks at him and says like, "Just you"?
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Yes, it was Hook, I believe.
Yeah, because that popped me again. It's like from other Lost Boys movie of just you. Come on.
Yeah, man.
No, I really like it.
Yeah. Can we talk about that dinner scene though?
Yes, please. Let's talk about the dinner scene
with the pretend food, which oddly looked like Play-Doh, but also appetizing.
Yeah,
especially as a kid.
Which they might be dead. You might be right. They might be dead because how is Stud that rotund when he's not eating anything?
Because they're perpetually the same, buddy. They gotta leave Neverland aged. And you can't do that unless you believe in resurrection and or reincarnation. Welcome to Spiritual Corner of Double Feature Creatures. But that scene was just so wholesome, right? Like that was the turning point. That was the pivotal point of when Peter's like, "Oh, I get it. I'm dead."
Yeah, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm all messed up, and now I can I can see imaginary fluff.
I love it when they're just like, "Just eat up. Eat what? Gandhi ate more than this." And has an Indian kid to act like fucking Steve Rogers is like, I understood that reference, because I did. Because I was the kid that got the adult joke as a kid because I know about the hunger strike by Mahatma Gandhi.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's just...
that was the one adult joke I got as a child.
It's beautiful and it's wholesome, and then it breaks into the insult duel.
Yeah.
Which I'm like...
In your sight, a gynecologist.
I was like, oh my God, are they doing a Yo Mama battle?
They are. Could you imagine the answers Robin Williams improv'd in his head on the spot, but realized he was with children and couldn't say out loud?
Yeah, I can only imagine there was like...
the self-control he would have had on that set.
Like all those children were wearing earplugs or something for half of it.
Then he only has scenes with kids.
Then again, you know what? I feel like he was probably... that was probably not an issue.
Yeah. Because he knows how to hold himself around kids. He wouldn't have made successfully that many children-adjacent films without it.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been that much of an issue. I feel like he maybe went back to his dressing room once in a while and spewed out some of the worst filth that you've ever heard. But
probably had a tape recorder. I would pay to hear that tape recorder.
Oh, yeah. A nearsighted gynecologist, though. Was
two-pronged joke.
I was just like, what do you know what
the fuck? So good. I could talk about this movie for hours. Like, it is just so fucking good. Did you know that the young ginger kid from Jurassic Park, aka Joe Mazzello, aka he played the guy in Bohemian Rhapsody, he played the member of Queen that like quit? John. He played John.
Okay.
He auditioned for Jack, but he was too young, so then he got cast in Jurassic Park.
Oh, he was Tim from Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So he was too young for Hook, and then Spielberg kept him in mind.
That's awesome.
Because at that time he was too young to play Jack, but he was old enough to play Tim a couple years later. Yeah,
because Jurassic Park is the only movie in that entire franchise where you don't want the kids to die.
Literally, and he's the only, and I stand by that. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. That being said, I can't wait to see the new one. I didn't see many kids in that one.
Yeah, there is one, and she's running around with a baby Triceratops in her backpack. It seems to be, but other than that, I'm really looking forward to it too, and I think we should cover that.
Because why not?
I think it can go on our Patreon. It can go here. Whatever. We're planning on rolling out a shit ton of content if possible. So,
yeah, guys, we're just content making machines.
We're working on it, but it's going to be. If it hasn't already started to happen by the time this drops, it's going to be happening. I've got some plans.
It is.
So, and some way to facilitate that. Bhavna, I gotta talk. We can bounce around again if you want, but I gotta talk about the only real problem I have with this movie.
Hit me.
If there's anything that I hate about this movie, nobody gives a single fuck that Rufio has just been stabbed through the heart and died.
Right.
He gives his last line about, I wish I had a dad like you. Fuck, I'm dead. No one cares. There's no... And I mean,
they were sad.
For 30 seconds, if that, and none of the...
They were in the middle of shit.
But like, you would... And it's why I'll go with the idea of like that they're already dead, because it doesn't seem to matter. I kept expecting Rufio
but also
to
they
back
don't
up.
know. But they also don't know the concept of dead. They don't know the concept of dead. Because think about it, especially if they are dead, they never fucking died. So Rufio being dead is sad, but I don't think they get it. Much like a child that age wouldn't really understand the concept of death.
They know he's laying there and not playing anymore, and Peter chooses a new leader before he leaves, so they know Rufio is not going to be their leader anymore. Even Peter
I feel like they gave him a burial.
They just
I
leave him
rewatched
there
this
on the
a few
ship.
weeks ago, but yeah.
He's like this beloved character of the franchise and does all this cool shit and is almost in some ways Peter's antagonist for a while. You almost expect him to be a Judas at some point. But then he just has this brave fight with Hook, and it's supposed to be Peter, and then Peter has to rush off to get his daughter, so he gets the fight with him like he wanted. He gets the freaking sword in the heart, drops, and is never mentioned again.
I feel like they then took care of Rufio. Like, I feel like it was the waiting until everything was over to take care of your dead type situation. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe there was a scene that bridged it. Maybe it was deemed not.
I feel like...
I do agree that it is bullshit.
I feel like there needed to be a scene where the stuff that happened on the deck afterwards, where Peter, before Peter left and like chose Thud as the new leader and that, I feel like that should have happened like a few hours later back at the Neverboy Ranch, and you know, they're having like a Rufio funeral.
Yeah.
And then either Rufio gets back up and everything's fine because no one really dies.
Well, Toodles kind of does because he goes off to Neverland.
And Hook just... I like the fact that he keeps giving Hook chances. And Hook keeps fucking himself by still trying to kill Peter.
Because some people are very nearsighted gynecologists in life.
Until finally, tick, tock, oh shit, there's a giant croc. Splat. Bye.
Okay, fun fact about TikTok, the croc. There was one in the Disney Resort in Florida. There was one there for a very long time until I can't remember the year, but a young kid near the Disney Resort was eaten by an alligator.
Oh yeah.
And after that, they got rid of they moved a lot of stuff inside and they got rid of the TikTok croc outside of in the Disney Resort.
I would have just, put it near the water to keep kids at bay. Don't go near the water, kids.
But you also don't want to be giving those gators any ideas.
Yeah.
You don't want to be giving those gators any ideas. But then that's how I found out that there's apparently a job at Disney, which is literally just gator control.
Oh, yeah. Gator control, mosquito control. Like, it's in Central Florida, and they don't have a mosquito problem. I don't know what they're doing there, but they're spraying something good or using some weird ultrasonics or something. I don't know. But yeah, that is my only major problem with the movie is Rufio dies, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah. But how haunting are the last words in hindsight? When Peter's last words are, to live will be an awfully big adventure. And
what are Hook's? Dying is the last adventure I have left?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie's dark, man.
Yeah, and then much like the unaliving threat for attention of Hook
Yeah.
got you. You know the line that nailed me in this movie?
God, it could be any of them.
Your children love you. They want to play with you. How long do you think that lasts? Soon Jack may not want you to even come to his games anymore. We have a few special years with our children, and they're the ones that want us around. After that, you're going to be running after them for a bit of attention. It's so fast, Peter. In a few years, it's over. And if you're not being careful, you're missing it.
Nailed it. Man, no, this movie, honestly, you can watch this movie in any mood. It gets you. There's always going to be something in there. The pain, as long as we as humans struggle with the, trying to regain our youth problem, this movie will never not be relevant. Right? It's always going to get you. But we have gotten to that portion in the show where we forgot to do this in the first half, so we're doing them both in the second half.
Oh,
but
fuck.
Who is sitting in the cook chair for Cold Skin?
I had that. I'm sure. Who was it? Shit. God damn it. The cook chair. I think it's Gruner.
Oh, 100%. 100%. We're led to believe it's Friend, but it's actually Gruner.
It's got to be Gruner. For me, for Hook, it is absolutely Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Tinkerbell gets it will have come out since then, the Convoy Violet Cuck Chair Award, I think.
Okay.
Because, yeah,
that or Wendy.
Well, no, Wendy makes a choice, and Wendy still has a husband and everything, because Wendy,
Yeah, but then when, her granddaughter gets to be with Peter. Not saying that's cuck in the actual cucky, but more like life cucked.
Yeah. No, because for me, I'm going to say no, because she ends up being like the old lady in Titanic, where she still goes on and has this incredible life.
That's true.
Husband and kids and grandkids and all that.
Yeah, and she was happy with her choices. She lived a life.
I mean, Tinkerbell has to watch him just like wander off again to his wife and family.
Yes. And also for a note to everybody that knows me, I will always associate Maggie Smith with Granny Wendy before I will ever associate her with McGonagall.
I don't even know who McGonagall is.
From Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
Played by Maggie Smith, who is Granny Wendy.
Oh, yes.
It's like, it's almost like the Maggie Smith has the like, where do you know her from? Kind of like the Tim Curry, where do you know him from? Right? Where it's like Rocky Horror, Muppets, or Charlie's Angels.
And one of those, before I forget, one of those other lines that Hook says that I am surprised got through was, to a 10-year-old, I'm huge.
He wasn't wrong.
But in a movie, so tight.
Listen, they knew the kids had to go with their parents to see this movie, so they had to make sure the parents didn't want to walk out, okay?
I also am genuinely shocked, and I think it would be funny to like edit this in down the line of they get back from Never Never Land, only discover that the wife and mother has been choked to death by a fairy.
Oh, leave Moira alone. Tinkerbell could take Moira, but I feel like Moira would just step on her.
Imagine trying to explain it, because they call it the police. Imagine trying to explain that shit to the police.
Mm-hmm.
Say, oh no, our kids came back. Kids came back. Husband's on cocaine now. Wife's having a nervous breakdown.
And Grandma's gonna die now.
Grandma's gonna go to sleep, and she's off to Never Never Land.
Actually, we're off to Never Never Land. I do love that Toodles gets to go back, though.
Did Toodles get to go back, or did Toodles just stay home with his marbles?
No, Toodles got to go back. Peter put the pixie dust on himself.
Oh, okay.
Toodles put the pixie dust on his own self.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just a matter of like, I got my marbles back, and then he was just.
And if that isn't a euphemism for death,
yeah,
I don't know what is.
That brief moment of remembering by way of dementia before you die. Oh,
you're welcome.
Stop it.
This
He's
is a kid's
dead.
movie. It's a kid's movie.
Oh.
This is a kid's movie, guys. Children. Won't somebody please think of the children? And yes, it is my favorite movie of all time. As I've said, it was the basis for my first tattoo.
Well, it's not my favorite movie of all time simply because I don't know that I actually have one anymore.
Fair.
It is a very good movie. I'm glad I finally watched it after all this time.
I'm glad you did too. You can be around when we show it to the niece.
It put a fairy in the cuck chair.
It did. Pretty Woman herself.
We put
Pretty
Julia
Woman
Roberts in the cuck chair.
That's a soundbite, friend.
It is. That is the soundbite. All right, Bhavna.
All right,
I think
folks.
we're good. Do you know where to find us?
Yes, you can find us on the internet as Sixville Mall Theatre, spelled the Canadian way. So that is an R-E on the end. You can find us on all the good is a word, is a choice. On the socials, you can find us on Blue Sky, Instagram, and on TikTok as well. And you can also find us on Patreon. As well, if you'd like to throw us a few coins and take a look at some of our bonus content where we are more unhinged behind a paywall. You can also send us an email at doublefeaturecreaturespod@gmail.com. Please remember to like, rate, subscribe, review. Leave us if you'd like to leave us a review, that'd be great, under a 5-star one if you can. Because just like on Bloody Broads, even if it's a bad comment, we might put you in the cuck chair. Where can they find you, Wes?
Oh, I have been so bad on the socials lately. I do have another podcast called The 35th Floor. You can find it, hopefully by this point, all the places where you find this podcast, all those various podcast release places. God, I hope by now I've got that figured out. And at the 35th Floor on Instagram, TikTok, and I believe it is at the 35th Floor Pod on Blue Sky. That is about all the social medias that I can handle.
Yes, I've got a few more to add to the pile. You can find me as at the Lucky Charms. That's SHRMS. Mostly on Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok. Hit me up. Don't hit me up. Up to you. I leave that completely up to you. Enjoy my shit posting. And if you would like, you can check out my horror movie based pod with Glitter Burrito. I don't know why I called her by her handle. With Jamie, it's Bloody Broads. You can find us as at Bloody Broads Pod across the internet. I think that is the entire ad portion of this show. Wes, any parting words?
Party all night, sleep all day, never grow old, never die. It's fun to be a vampire.
Why aren't you stopping me, Smee?
What? Okay. Last thing. They do this. They do this whole thing about how he is like this serious adult man doing serious adult things. What the fuck was going on at his place of work? They're having cell phone six-gun draw contests. His coworkers seemed insane.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's like a businessman doing business things.
At the business store.
He was at the business place. Let me see. What is his actual work title? Do they give him one? He's a lawyer.
But like he was also like He's a hedge fund operator, essentially. He's
essentially like your Mark Garagos, Mark Agnifilos, sorry.
He's
somebody Garagos,
He's
somebody
very close to being one of those people where in this day and age the world would clap when someone walked up behind them and went pop pop.
And then a fairy wouldn't lose her wings.
Exactly.
And on that note, folks,
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.